Hey guys, welcome back to Lily of the Valley Coaching. This is your host, Bernadette, and we're going to get right into my series on rage baiting. Now, we've all been talking about this online, no matter what platform you're on, and we all have a favorite. And we've all come across a seemingly unprovoked post. I'm going to give you the example of one that I was engaged with just the other day. There was this young lady online basically saying that heavier people don't deserve to be in a relationship. I think we've all seen that one. That one is, she got roasted in the comments. And you have to wonder what's provoking this. Nobody makes this kind of content unless they're a troublemaker, and then that's a sociopathic thing, or B, something happened in their personal life that they hate the people now that they're talking against, and just painting everybody with the same brush. So in this instance, it's pretty clear. And you don't have to be a psychologist or a spiritual person or a psychic or whatever to discern that it's clearly a heavier lady that took her man. Otherwise, she wouldn't have needed to make that type of post. And then 9 times out of 10, the deflection starts and the lack of accountability. It's a little predictable at this point. So why am I bringing this up? Because every karmic that we have dealt with has fit into this mold. Subbing. Not addressing you directly with first and last name, because then those are grounds for getting a lawyer against them for slander and libel and all of that stuff. Okay? But in general, what causes these people to lash out unprovoked, making very general rage bait comments? Let's get into it. So, psychologists have studied this, and what they've found is illuminating. I'll just tell you that much. One argument that this can be the search for social validation. Humans are a social species, okay? And when you're living in a remote area that not a lot goes on, you just have your family around you, you have no personal friends of your own, no outside social life, your social life becomes the internet. Okay? Many researchers highlight the drive for attention and validation as a core motivator for posting online, especially and particularly when social circles are limited. According to a study published in Computer Geek 2025, quote, each interaction delivers minor dopamine rewards, reinforcing the habit of producing content specifically designed for engagement, i.e., rage bait. Another possibility is that this could be due to isolation and the rural effect. Social isolation can amplify their desire for online connection. Quote, those who experience social isolation are deprived of social relationships and lack contact with others or involvement in social activities, end quote, explains Shinka et al. 2012, as cited in a 2021 article on the effects of social media use on psychological well-being. A rural environment, like remote areas in, let's say, the Midwest, or even on the East Coast, West Coast, I live on the East Coast, let's say Florida, right? There are certain areas where there's nothing but cows around. And if you don't have another house for miles and miles and miles, you're going to be very isolated. So what do? You poke and provoke so you get some kind of feedback, because it can be very isolating out there. What this might mean is fewer offline opportunities, making online spaces even more crucial for forming bonds and feeling seen. That's the name of the game for these karmics. Now, another possibility is social comparison and negative consequences. Not all engagement leads to positive outcomes. Frequent comparisons can erode well-being. As found in a top 2023 journal article, quote, participants who engaged in negative social comparisons on Instagram were more likely to report suicidal ideation than those who did not, end quote. And negative comparisons were closely linked to feelings of missing connection and belonging. Now, another reason can be intentionality. The way we use social media, intentional expression versus mindless scrolling, has different effects. A quantitative study of college students in 2017 found that the intentionality, of social media engagement compared to frequency may have a greater impact on psychological well-being, end quote. In other words, why we post matters even more than how often. What is the driving force? What is the reason why you're posting? And that's more important than how much you're posting. Now, how can we use this knowledge? What can us listeners that are at the mercy of our feeds, no matter how much we press not interested, they keep on popping up, because when something works to drive engagement, a lot of people are going to do it. And then when that becomes the popular viral thing to do, more people are going to do it because everybody wants to go viral. So what can we do as listeners? What can we do as viewers? What can we do as people that are in the online space? Just relaxing in our bed, scrolling, and we are hitting a barrage of these types of posts. The research suggests that recognizing these psychological patterns is the first step. Building deeper, authentic relationships, whether online or off, can counteract the need for performative posts. I've been talking about performance. Performative posting. You're everything to everybody. And I'm talking to the karmics right now. You're everything to everybody. I call it Frankenstein because you're basically stitching up different parts to make something, to make a personality where there is none. Narcissists don't have their own sense of self. If suddenly they're into everything, every fucking thing, just to get that dopamine hit, then everything that I've been saying has kind of illuminated itself. They're out there for the dopamine hit. And online is such a large source of supply for these karmics, for these narcissists. Now, I'm going to use these two words interchangeably because it's not just twin flames that listen to me. It's people that are not in the twin flame space as well, so welcome. And I need to use words that are similar, that you would understand and resonate with, okay? Remembering that much of what we see online is crafted for attention and can help protect our own mental health, okay? Remember, everything is for aesthetics. There's not a lot of genuine authenticity online. There's not. And it's not rewarded. Genuine authenticity is not rewarded. Performative posting is what's rewarded. So it's a playground for people like the Karmic. So I want you guys to check out Effects of Social Media Use on Psychological Well-Being and the Psychology of Popular Media Journal from December 2023. Thanks for listening, and don't forget, your value is not measured in likes, clicks, and views. We have to share space with these karmics. Let's differentiate ourselves. This is all about not blending in, but standing out. But in order to do that, we have to call it out. So, that being said, guys, love you very much. And I will talk to you in the next one. Hugs, hugs, kiss, kiss. Please make good choices out there. And love you much. And I will talk to you in the next one. Peace out.